course, he's not on it at the moment. He's been missing in action because of injury. And Mark, my question to you is this. A lot of Manchester United fans have reacted to the interview this morning. I didn't listen to it in any great detail, but they love it when Rashford talks. He's a hero of theirs. To many worldwide, he's a huge hero. But as he prepares for his return, Martin, after the international break, you wonder what awaits him at Old Trafford, because round the corner, it's a different Manchester United now, because in there now is Jadon Sancho. In there now is Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to have something of a hard time to get back in there and be an automatic name on Ole's team sheet?
Well, it's not going to be an easy call for him, no. But he's obviously an outstanding talent. We look at his strengths. Is he going to play maybe as a centre forward? Is he going to play out on the left where he's had his best performances? He's got Ronaldo, Cavani in the dressing room. People that are really good role models, which I think is important as well. That you learn how they behave. We talked about dressing rooms about being too nice, but you want to see how winners perform and how they are around you. And he'll be getting some of that now. And he's coming back from a difficult shoulder injury, which he needs to put behind him. But he needs to come in and impact that team. And that's going to be difficult because the array of talent there is quite phenomenal, what they've got at their disposal. But he's got to try and force a way in. And I think the manager is a big admirer. He'll find a way to get him into that group. And I see him be successful again once more. He's a great talent, Jim. You have to say that. Sancho hasn't quite produced since he's been there. We know the performance in his last game was probably the best. We saw some, that quality coming back to his game. We haven't really seen it. We saw it for Dortmund. We haven't seen it for Manchester United.
Would you say United have missed him?
I wouldn't say that they've missed him, no, but I think he's a player that you'd definitely want available going forward because they're not winning games. If you look at the last performance, where such a disappointment in trying to win games, they need to be able to finish people off. So you've got that at your disposal, a player that's come through the ranks, through the academy, which they're very proud of. So it's about Solskjaer now getting the best from him. He wants him at the club. One assumes now when he comes back he's going to hit the ground running because they'd have held him back because of what's in front of him. But he's an enormous talent, Jim. He's a player that I'd certainly want at Arsenal. If Manchester United don't want him, there'll be plenty of people who want him.
You would take him right away there. What is it like in your industry, Martin? I said to you, I was away last week. You come back in here, you got to get on with it again. You got to hit the ground running. When you played, and whenever you were out, and you had plenty of injuries in your time, how tough is it to come back and force your way back in? Because whoever took your place is going to shut you out. And that's the same situation at United with Marcus, in spite of the fact this is Marcus Rashford we're talking about.
Well, there's a professionalism and a desire from the individual that you're going to want to work, and you've got to want it more than anything else. Then you've got to be prepared to work, and you need the right people around you who can give you that pathway. And then it's about introducing you back into the group. It's step by step, picking up that skill set again, getting up to match speed. But it comes from the individual primarily. But the platform needs to be there, and the manager has to give you a chance. There has to be some belief in you. There has to be signals that the manager wants you around him, and I think that'll be there for him. I think Solskjaer's very good at actually making everyone feel that they're playing a part of that football club. For him, the difficulty is putting that jigsaw puzzle together. And who are the right players? What are the right ingredients? What is the right balance, perhaps in their midfield? Because Manchester United at the moment just not quite getting there.
Did you ever have a feeling, Martin, when you came back? Did you ever have that feeling of dread? I'm going to struggle to get back in here.
No, not when I was in my prime, because it's kind of like you're just going to keep pushing, and then until the door opens. And if it doesn't, then it's like, okay, well, we'll have to go and play somewhere else. I'll be professional. I'm not going to be a problem for the club, but I want to play football above all else. I'm not into being uncomfortable. I want to play. Because at the end of the day, Jim, that's the thing you look back on. That's the thing you miss most of all. It's the oxygen when you step out onto that pitch every week. Yeah. And if you've got players in the squad that don't want to play, then you've got the wrong type of people that are in that club, and you're never really going to win anything.
I mean, sometimes the same thing applies for Marcus with England, not just United. He's got to get the attention of Southgate again.
Yeah, the doors will open for him. It's about getting back in. It's getting over a difficult injury. I think when he picked up that shoulder injury, hardly scored. It didn't really work out for him. He's gone on record as saying that he wished he didn't really involve himself in the summer. He should have gone and got the operation done sooner. It is dragging on. Yeah, it's not a broken shoulder. No, it's an issue with the ligaments. Yes, but they do take time, and one assumes when he comes back, he's going to be ready for it.
And to be fair to him, before the injury, he was in a real streak, 8 goals in 11. Simon, I'm keen to get your thoughts on this. What have United got? This sounds like a crazy question, but I'm going to ask it. What have they got in Marcus Rashford? Because you and I constantly talk about the impact he makes off the field of play.
Sure.
And the amount of work that he does, which you think at times could end up being a distraction for the modern day player.
Yeah.
But United have got a special kid here now.
You know, a lot of that is actually handled by other people, and people's names are adopted and attached to things.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily see that as a distraction. I wanted to ask Martin, where do you think Marcus Rashford's best position is?
Well, I think he's played his best football from the left-hand side.
Right.
When he cuts in, he's quite lethal off that right foot.
That's what I thought.
You wonder, can he play down the middle? Because with that pace... I do feel when he first came on the scene that his intelligence of his movement was outstanding. At times, I think he can wander too far away from that central position because of the energy that he has. And I think he can learn a lot from Ronaldo and Cavani in that role. Yeah. Because they're the role models for that position.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to do less to be more effective.
For me, he doesn't score enough goals. I mean, if you've got nearly 200 games or 180 games and 55 goals as a Manchester United striker, then you're not hitting your straps in comparison with previous ones. Maybe under the current regime you look good because the Martials of the world are players that will get you probably nowhere. But it worries me for Rashford because you've got a manager now that's got an embarrassment of riches and he's got to shuffle his pack.
That's the thing.
And there's always a casualty. Like Tuchel comes into Chelsea, has an embarrassment of riches and shuffles his pack, and Tammy Abraham ends up not being part of that pack and goes out the door to Roma. Timo Werner starts to move, not that he doesn't deserve to at times, start to move into the back of the line as far as priority is concerned. Is there a danger with what they've got there that could happen? I mean, of course, Rashford is captain of his own ship. He will perform or not perform. But is there a danger, given this argument that runs with Ronaldo's got to play, you know, Sancho hasn't hit the ground, Cavani's going to be part of the equation, that Rashford could find himself a little bit of a casualty. 24 this year. He's not a pup anymore.
That's right. Time's getting
24.
on, as you
Yeah,
said,
but he's the future, though, because Cavani and Ronaldo's been sort of landed on them. They couldn't turn their back on that move. Cavani came in and did exceptionally well, and they like what he
But you know
brought.
what players are like. They're not
So
looking
they
for the future. They're looking for the here and now.
That's
He's
right.
Yes.
That's right.
I feel that the problem for Manchester United is in their midfield, and the manager needs to get that blend, that balance right. Pogba in the midfield doesn't seem to be working. Well, because then there'll be more opportunities coming his way. They'll be more dominant. Right. And then they can actually, the structure of their team will be better.
At the expense of whom? Rashford comes back into the at the expense of whom?
I think it's not necessarily. I think it's about having the options for the manager. If you think about Manchester United winning the Champions League in '99 and the substitutes coming off the bench to score goals, they've been at their best when they've made changes in the Champions League this season. They made some late changes recently, and they won a game of football. Is
he a primary character or is he a peripheral character that's going to have to accept rotation?
That's a question,
He's
isn't
going
it?
to have to, I think, rotation. When you've got that kind of calibre around you, you've got Martial in there as well, doesn't get enough football. You've got Greenwood emerging.
Yeah.
Cavani, we've talked about. Ronaldo, does he start every game now after what's happened? I think they're trying to manage him. But it becomes a sort of a negative force for Ronaldo when you bring him off the bench. His stats off the bench are terrible, by the way.
See,
There's not been many games he's come off the bench.
Yeah, there's one of many messages coming in, and most of them are saying the same things. Lordy, a big Manchester United fan. I'm listening to you guys. We miss Rashford, though. For me, he goes straight into the team without any doubt at all. But you said a moment ago, Martin, just to finish this off, you would love to see him at Arsenal. I'm sure you would, because of the abundance of talent
It's
now at
mischievous
United.
for me to say, but
will we see him in a different shirt?
I think
maybe
Manchester
sooner
United,
than we thought.
Jim, they've got a proud record of players playing in the academy there for some 4,000 and 160 games on top. Somebody from that academy has represented that club. He's somebody they're proud of. They're not about to let him leave. It's about finding a way for those players to be successful, and that's down to the manager. He wants him there. He's got Lingard as well. We haven't mentioned. There's so much talent.
If he wants success, he's hardly going to go to Arsenal, is he?
Well, where should he go? Spurs?
I'm not suggesting either.
Or to Newcastle?
I'm not possibly Newcastle. Absolutely.
That grenade that he rolled in has just dribbled through your legs, Martin. Marcus Rashford, we want him back, and we hope he gets back soon. When we come back, we'll be talking more. We're going to talk women's football. We're also going to talk Fury, Wilder, Vegas tomorrow, live on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.